All right. So now, what I'd like to do is talk to you about what I think is one of the better parts of our system. Okay, we call it the. Oh my God, a lot of chairs. Okay, we call this our 5 ways formula, and basically, I think this is one of the coolest part of our systems because it does 3 things. Okay, one is it shows you the importance of knowing your numbers in your business. Okay, and you're going to see in a second that's absolutely 100% key. And using this 5 ways and knowing your numbers, we can pretty much work with a client and in 10 minutes identify what areas of his business need improvement. Okay. The second thing you're going to see in the 5 ways is that it shows you the compounding effect of making very small improvements in specific areas of your business. Okay? So you'll see by making very small improvements in only 5 areas of your business, you're going to have a much bigger result in terms of profitability at the end. All right? And the last thing is that the model essentially helps to break down your business into 5 key areas. The 5 key areas of your business you need to be working on. Okay? And these are the 5 areas, areas that you should only be working on. Okay? This is what we call our five ways formula. And you'll notice on this formula here we have number of leads, conversion rate, customers, transactions, average dollar sales revenue, and profit margins. Now you'll notice on this we have 3 items in red. So I'm just, as a question to the audience, why do you think we have these items in red? Well, you're cheating because you've already seen it. What do you think we have these 3 items in red? Why are customers, revenue, and profit in red?
Key points,
Those are the things, right. Those are the things everybody wants in their business. They want more customers, they want more revenue, and they want more profit, right? But the question is that something you control directly? Can you control the number of customers you have, the revenue, and your profit? Wild guesses work. Not directly. Exactly. You do not control your number of customers. You don't control your revenue. You don't control your profit. These are the elements here you control. You control the number of leads you have. You control the conversion rates. You convert these things in blue. Okay. So, I guess what I want to do is I'm going to go through a little exercise here where we're going to put some numbers for an example business. Okay, and then I'm going to show you that by improving each one of these areas, you're going to have a much bigger result at the bottom. All right? So first of all, I just want to make sure everybody understands. So when I talk about leads, okay? When I talk about leads, I'm talking about people that show, that are interested in buying your product or show an interest in buying your product, okay? So for example, that's not the same thing as suspects. Like everybody we invited to this seminar are our suspects. Everybody who showed up are our leads. That's 2 very different things, okay? So that's what we mean by leads. Conversion rate is the number of leads you convert to customers. So for example, if 1 out of every 4 of your leads becomes a customer, your conversion rate is 25%, okay? You multiply the number of leads by conversion rate and that gives you a number of customers. So that's what I was trying to say before, is that you're not really controlling this, you're controlling how many leads you get and what your conversion rate is, and that's going to give you customers, okay? Next element you want to look at is number of transactions. So what I mean by number of transactions is how many times a year does a customer buy from you? So if you have a customer that buys from you, twice a year, then your average number of transactions per customer is 2, right? So essentially what you're looking for here is an average. So the way you come up with this number is just divide, basically just work out from your sales system how many transactions you've had over the year, divide that by your number of customers, and then you're going to get the average number of transactions per customer per year. Okay, so some customers may buy more, some customers may buy less, but the idea is to get the average here. And the next number you want to know is, excuse me, the average dollar sales. So this is the average dollar value of each transaction a customer buys from you. Again, the way you get this number is you just divide your total revenue by your total transactions, and you're going to get the average dollar sale per transaction. Okay, so for example, in your business, do you have any idea what your potential average dollar sale per customer? What?
It's such a wide spread that offer different services at different price points.
Right.
So it's hard to.
Well, what you'd have to do is essentially what you do is you kind of work out your total revenue, divide by number of transactions, and that gives you your average dollar value per transaction, right? Sorry. Okay, so now that we have a number of customers, I'm just going to multiply this out for you. In this particular example, we had this business had 4,000 leads. They were converting 1 out of 4 leads, so that means they have 1,000 customers, right? So each customer basically bought twice a year, and the average dollar value per sale was $100. It means that this business was making $200,000. Okay? The last piece of the pie you obviously need to know is your profit margin, correct? So everybody kind of knows what profit margin is. You just take your revenue, subtract your fixed and your variable costs from your revenue, and then take the remaining dollar figure divided by the revenue, and that gives you your profit margin. For this particular business, their profit margin was 25%, so $50,000. Thank you. All right. So now what we're going to do, oh, and by the way, I just wanted to say that you see these little green numbers on the side here? These are the strategies we have as part of our coaching system that we could potentially show you in terms of how to increase your leads, how to improve your conversion rate. These are different strategies we show. And you'll see we have a bunch of books here. These address a lot of those strategies, okay? But now what I want to try to show you is what happens if I increase each one of these numbers by 10%, okay? So what I'm going to do is go through each one of these variables in blue and increase it by 10%. So, for example, let's say we put in some of the measures we talked about before, tested and measured, defined the USP, had a guarantee. Do you think it would be feasible to increase this number of leads here by 10%? I think it would be pretty feasible. So let's bump this up by 10%, we get 4,400 here. All right? Next, conversion rate. So again, I'm not adding 10% to this, I'm multiplying it by, essentially making this higher by 10%, okay? So if I increase my conversion rate by 10%, this now becomes 27.5, right? And then I don't have my calculator here, but if you multiply these two numbers out, you now have 1,210 customers. So you see that by making a very small improvement here in your leads and a very small improvement here in your conversion rate, you've already increased your number of customers by 21%. Okay? Now we'll look at number of transactions per customer. Again, increase that by 10%, so that's going to give you 2.2 here. And your average dollar sale, make that 110. And we multiply all that out, and we get 292,820. Okay? That's a 46% increase in revenue. So now, as you can see, the numbers compound. By increasing each one of these by 10%, increase that, this and this by 10%, you've now got 46% more revenue here. Okay, and the last thing we'll do is we'll increase your profit margin by 10, so this now becomes 27.5. And your final number here is 80,525. That's a 61% increase in profit. Okay? So as you can see, it's pretty impressive. By just making very, very small improvements each side of this business, you can go up to 60% higher in your profits. Okay? And I'm sure everybody in the room saying, sorry? I'm sure everybody in the room saying, you know, there's no way in this economy with this kind of business I have that you're going to increase my profits by 61%. But what I would say is that we've used this system times and times over with all our customers, and it works. I mean, as long as you have a business that's in a profitable niche or in a growth mode, and you focus on these areas, on your leads, your conversion rates, on these 5 areas, you can achieve these results. It's very, very doable. Okay? So I just want to show you one more thing. Let's say we kept everything here else the same, but we only increased these two numbers, but instead of going 10%, we're going to go 20%. Okay? So now,